Hey, I just wanted to come in and right up front here and do a bit of a we'll give you a bit of a warning, some knowledge. This video here is going to be basically just the intro video. It's not even actually the start of the game and character creation. I'm keeping that separate. So that if you're not interested in seeing my like nearly what was it, like I think almost like a nearly hour-long process of creating a character on a static screen and just me talking over it, then you can just skip to part 1 and we can get right into the game. But if you want to see how I came to my conclusions for my character and kind of where my head was at, then that's what this video is. So yeah, enjoy or don't, but preferably enjoy. Yeah, I have my thumbs up, but you can't see that because there's no camera on me. Yeah.
Wishing that I were near, then maybe.
War never changes. The Romans waged war to gather slaves and wealth. Spain built an empire from its lust for gold and territory. Hitler shaped a battered Germany into an economic superpower. But war never changes. In the 21st century, war was still waged over the resources that could be acquired. Only this time, the spoils of war were also its weapons: petroleum and uranium. For these resources, China would invade Alaska, the US would annex Canada, and the European Commonwealth would dissolve into quarreling, bickering nation-states bent on controlling the last remaining resources on Earth. In 2077, the storm of World War had come again. In 2 brief hours, most of the planet was reduced to cinders. And from the ashes of nuclear devastation, a new civilization would struggle to arise. A few were able to reach the relative safety of the large underground vaults. Your family was part of that group that entered Vault 13. Imprisoned safely behind the large vault door, under a mountain of stone, a generation has lived without knowledge of the outside world. Life in the vault is about to change.
Hello everyone, welcome to my corner of the internet. My name is Gwen, and today I have decided to tackle Fallout. I'm not going to ramble on too much off this right off the bat. Because I want to be able to get into the game, but basically due to my computer issues and me having to put, we'll say, Divinity, Original Sin 2 on hiatus, I'm like, I wanted something else that was, you know, maybe a similar perspective. It's always been my plan to do the Fallout series after I was done the Elder Scrolls. So I figured, you know what? There was an opening, and there was a slot that I figured, hey, let's go ahead and put Fallout in there. So we're gonna do Fallout. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm pretty sure there's nothing I need to fix here in the options. Let me take a second to view these. I think I'm gonna turn on subtitles. I do like having subtitles on. I like that it's got actually a separate, I like all the different settings it's got here. Game difficulty and combat difficulty, and then even having like a violence level. I like that those are options on there. I'm going to be leaving things at its default with the exception of turning on subtitles. Now, I did play this game once. I didn't play it all the way through. I did play back in, I think it was 2007, on an old, I think it was a 486 laptop. It ran like trash. But I got a little bit ways into it, but I have not touched it since. So this is basically blind. I remember like the big picture, but that's about it. So let's go ahead, new game. We're gonna make a brand new character. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm kind of curious to see if I can kind of make an approximation of myself and see if I would actually survive trying to be myself. A lot of people they'll like, you know, role-playing game, you think, you know, it's your chance to take on a different role, but I'm like, it would be kind of interesting to see how something kind of modeled after myself would work. Probably horribly, actually. Well, maybe we will get a little creative. So I am going to look here. We have, I believe, 3 characters that you can start with if you want. Max Stone, Natalia, and Albert. And but we're not going to be using any of those. We're going to go under Create Character. Okay, now comes the hour-long character creation because I'm like, I want to think about this. So let's start things off with the name, I guess. We'll use mine. Gwendolyn. Age, 25, I wish. How high does this go? 35! Oh no, I can't even put my real age in here. Well, I guess since we can't put my real age, we might as well go to the lowest one so I can live in my little fantasy here. All right. Okay. Now, let's go through these stats. Okay, so we've got strength, and I believe, by clicking on each of these, we can get a little tip down at the bottom. So strength, raw physical strength. High strength is good for physical characters. Modifies hit points, melee damage, and carry weight. You know what? Honestly, at my current, at one time, I probably would have, you know, brought this up a little bit, but having just moved, we'll say, couches around the house, you know, especially after you know, some time on hormones, I'm not as strong as I was. Like I got stuck. I got stuck behind the couch, and I've been used to being able to just sort of grunt and like just conjure some extra strength, and I don't have it. So I'm definitely feeling. I'm not feeling as strong as I once was. So I would not put my strength high. Actually, how low do we go? Poor. I wouldn't say it's poor, but it's not great either. Because I'm still I'm pretty active, but I do not have some decent strength. Now, perception. The ability to see, hear, taste, and notice unusual things. A high perception is important for a sharpshooter. Modifies sequence and ranged combat distance modifiers. Now this here, I feel is probably a stat that, you know, I hate, actually, I don't think, I'm taking back everything I said. I hate making a character based off myself because it feels almost like when I acknowledge my strengths, it feels like I'm bragging or I'm being full of myself. It feels egotistical. But I do feel like perception is something that good to even actually very good. I would say that would be something that I'm pretty good at noticing things, like just analyzing different little things, picking up on different little details, and I have actually done shooting, and I'm actually rather good at it. So I feel like that would be a stat of mine that would be relatively good. Endurance. All right, stamina and physical toughness. A character with a high endurance will survive where others may not. Modifies hit points, poison and radiation resistance, healing rate, and the additional hit points per level. I feel like I'm probably average. I don't think I'm like I've been through quite a bit. And let me see. I've taken hits to the face, and because I can't really think of anything in my life that would really make me stand out. Like there are some points where I'm like, well, I was really people were amazed at, we'll say, pain tolerance of certain things, and in other ways I was like knocked out by some other things. So I think it kind of balances out to sort of be average, so I'll leave that where it is. Charisma, a combination of appearance and charm. A high charisma is important for characters that want to influence people with words. Modifies NPC reactions and barter prices. Charisma is another one of those stats where I'm like, you know, if I switch it on, you know, if I turn on, you know, this, my performance side, I feel like I can sort of command some attention, and I can put on a show. But if I'm caught off guard, or if something like blindsides me, or I'm not prepared, I can sound like a stuttery mess, and I don't think. Again, I feel like that's one of those things that sort of balances out to making me kind of average. You know, sometimes I can do pretty well, and other times I'm like, no, I can't do good. I do bad. I just start breaking down. So maybe for now we'll leave that at average. Just because sometimes I feel like it's, and then other times I feel like I could at my best I probably hit good. Very rarely very good. And yeah, we'll just go with, we'll keep it average for now. If I've got some extra stats, I might well, we'll see what other stats are here. Intelligence. Knowledge, wisdom, and the ability to think quickly. A high intelligence is important for any character. It modifies the number of new skill points per level, dialogue options, and many skills. This is one of those things where, like, I don't want to say I feel like I'm intelligent because it feels egotistical, but I know that when it comes to learning stuff, like, I am pretty good at, like, as I mentioned under perception, you know, I will analyze a thing. I will definitely analyze a thing. So I'm gonna put, you know, I'll put myself at very good for intelligence. Yeah, like the reason I want to bring it down is because of that egotistical thing. Like, I don't want to come across that way, so I'm like, you know, that's kind of a problem, because I'm like, I might be compromising a character build for the purposes of, we'll say, accuracy. And my overthinking tells me that my score should probably be where it's at right now. Okay, maybe not out of actual intelligence, but we'll say the idea of intelligence, or the yeah, whatever. Agility, coordination, and the ability to move well. A high agility is important for any active character. Modifies action points, armor class, sequence, and many skills. I do feel that I'm pretty good. My hand-eye coordination is pretty good. I do think that there are times where it's like I get overwhelmed, and my body doesn't respond the way I want it to. It kind of does its own thing, or I get irritated, and it's like, yeah, I've got some quirks, so I don't think I want to bring my agility up from where it's at. I feel like I'm kind of average to good. But I don't feel like, I'm like, I've got 2 extra character points, and I know for a fact, under luck, fate, karma, and extremely high or low luck will affect the character somehow. Events and situations will be changed by how lucky or unlucky your character is. Well, the reason I'm doing this playthrough is because of technical problems, and the reason I've used the moniker, the name Blue Screen for so long is because I have horrible luck, just in general, but like, especially with like technology and stuff. So, my luck, I'm actually gonna bring that down. I feel like fair. Now, I've got poor luck. I've got bad luck. It just seems like things just keep blowing up in my face constantly, so I'm gonna take the points off of that. And since I now have 4 character points, I feel like I kind of have to put these into other areas. So maybe, because I do want to have a good build for a character, maybe we'll put another point in the perception, another point in intelligence. We'll put the other point in charisma. Maybe it could be because I'm looking at my stats and I'm looking at this and I'm like, I don't see myself being a very good fighter character. And then I guess agility would increase. Let's see, what does that increase on this little side part here? Armor class and action points. Yeah, that's kind of it. I feel like I've got some decent agility, but every once in a while, like I'll trip over my own feet. So, well, yeah, we'll say the luck here is the offset for that as well. All right, so I think this kind of works. Fair strength, good perception, average endurance. I can be charismatic when I want to be, and I'm prepared, and the stars line up just the right way. Intelligence, yeah, and agility, yeah, but really unlucky. Yep, that's probably good. I think that'll be good for now. All right, optional traits. Let's see. Optional traits describe your character in more detail. All traits will have positive and negative effects. You may choose up to 2 traits during creation. All traits will have positive and negative effects. Now, bloody mess. Does that have a negative? By some strange twist of fate, people around you die violently. You always see the worst way a person can die. I think this is probably the one exception to the rule that everything has a negative and a positive. This one's kind of just sort of neutral. Like, it just makes everything really gory. I think I can pick any one of these. So let's see, fast metabolism. Your metabolic rate is twice normal. This means that you are much less resistant to radiation and poison, but your body heals faster. Nah, my healing kind of sucks. It's average, but then again, as we've established, I can't put my age in, so that might be just an effect of age. I have traditionally been pretty good at healing, but... Bruiser, a little slower, but a little bigger. You may not hit as often, but they will feel it when you do. No, that's absolutely not. Small frame? Not really. I'm a big un. You were not quite as big as the other Vault Dwellers, but that never slowed you down. You can't carry as much, but you're more agile. No. One-hander. One of your hands is very dominant. You excel with single-handed weapons, but two-handed weapons cause a problem. This one actually might... I might have to go with this one. My left hand does have a bit of a... I feel like 2 of my fingers on it are just not as able. I don't have the same kind of control, fine control over it. Like, I'm still pretty good and dexterous, but, like, I do feel like my right hand is much better than my left hand. So part of me kind of wants to choose one-hander. Let's see what kind of effect that has. Oh, wait. Oh. I was kind of hoping to actually be able to see, like, a stat difference. Alright. I'll think about that one a bit. Finesse. Your attacks show a lot of finesse. You don't do as much damage, but you cause more critical hits. Nah. I flail. I'm a flailer. Kamikaze. By not paying attention to any threats, you can act a lot faster in a turn. This lowers your armor class to just what you are wearing, but you sequence much faster in a combat turn. No. I'm much more defensive. I like in the times that I have been in a fight, I'm very sort of I'm not very aggressive at all. I'm very sort of like hang back, analyze, plan sort of thing, so no. Heavy-handed. That's another one that's no. That's a strength-based one. You swing harder, not better. Your attacks are very brutal, but lack finesse. You rarely cause a good critical, but you always do more melee damage. Nope. Fast shot. You don't have time to aim for a targeted attack, because you attack faster than normal people. It costs you 1 less action point to use weapon. No. Jinxed. Oh no. The good thing is that that everyone around you has more critical failures in combat. The bad thing is, so do you. I feel like I've already got the bad luck. I feel like I've got that covered. So I'm like, no, you know what? Let's just let's leave that one off for now. Yeah, we'll not choose Jinxed. Good-natured. You studied less combative skills as you were growing up. Your combat skills start at a lower level, but first aid, doctor, speech, and barter are substantially improved. I do feel like that's probably more accurate. Like I did in like actual real life here, I did do like martial arts and like that kind of stuff, and so like and shooting, like so I have trained it, but overall, like as I mentioned before, I'm not very aggressive, so I feel like good-natured. Like I feel like these are the kinds of things I would have focused more on studying. So, let me see, big guns, small guns. So yeah, that changes up my skills up at the top here. Chem reliant. You crave chems more easily. Your chance to crave chems is twice normal, but you recover faster from their ill effects. If we're using chem as a sort of a synonym for like drugs, no, I do not. I don't feel like I've got a very like addictive personality or anything like that. Like I'm just like, no, I'm good. Chem resistant. Chems only affect you half as long as normal, but your chance to crave them is also only 50% of normal. I feel like this is kind of, yeah, this one here does feel kind of accurate to me. I tend to, like, in drugs in general and stuff, they tend to need higher doses. It just does not seem to have the same kind of effect on me, and if I'm making myself, I don't want, because I'm seeing this and I'm like, I could see this causing some gameplay problems, some actual in-game issues. So, I kind of don't want to choose this one, but at the same time, I'm like, it's also kind of accurate to me. So, I can only choose 2 traits. Okay, we'll get rid of the one-hander. Well, let me read the other ones, and we'll see what the other one I'll pick is. So, chem resistant is what I'm looking at next. That one's more accurate to me than one-hander. A night person. As a nighttime person, you are more awake when the sun goes down. Your intelligence and perception are improved at night, but dull during the day. Nah. Like, I do like staying up at night and stuff, but I don't feel like it's true enough. Skilled. Since you spent more time improving your skills than a normal person, you start with better skill levels. The trade-off is that you do not gain as many extra abilities. You will gain a perk every 4 levels. No, I'm kind of a jack, like, you know, to use the term a jack of all trades. I tend to, I'll get okay in a skill and then I just sort of like fall off. So I wouldn't say I spent more time. I actually think I spent less time on skills than other people. It's just like when I really need to learn them, then it's like I can like hyper focus and then like catch up with everyone else. So no, not skilled. Gifted. You have more innate abilities than most, so you have not spent as much time honing your skills. Well, speaking of which, your primary statistics are each +1, but you lose minus 10% on all skills to start, and receive 5 less skill points per level. So wait, my primary statistics, so is that like, are these considered the statistics? Well, let me see. Holy crap, it is. Again, it comes back to that egotistical thing. I'm like, I don't want to say gifted, because it makes me feel like I'm being full of myself. But I kind of feel like that's okay, how many skill points do I get per level? Skills are learned knowledge. Skills increase by experience or during the course of the game by special events. The higher the skill level, the better you are at that skill. Yeah, but how many skills do I get per level? I feel like that's something that would be in the manual. Should I check the manual? I think I should check the manual. Tag skills. Tag skills are skills your character specializes in. Each tag skill gains 20% and increases twice as fast. You must pick 3 tag skills. Okay. So intelligence adjusts the number of new skill points per level. I'm gonna check the manual. All right, the manual is actually, I'm gonna want to read this on my own. There's a lot of fun stuff written in the manual. But anyways, I've got it here. So basically, more skill points we get. Let's see, it's equal to 5 plus intelligence times 2. So, if I chose gifted, so you basically lose that 5. So it would be intelligence times 2. So I'd be getting 18 skill points. Instead, okay, let's see, and what would I be getting normally? I would be getting 5 plus... Wait, 5 plus 16? So, 21? So, technically, I'm basically losing... I'm only losing 3 points per level. Oh, plus the minus 10% on just skill on all skills to start. I feel like that's kind of me though. Like I do kind of lag behind until I need to really hyper focus on something. So that's that's gonna hurt my skills. I don't like that. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. That hurts. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't feel gifted right now. I do not feel gifted at all. But okay, fine. We'll take it. Wait, does that mean I can like bring stuff up any higher? Like, what if I brought my strength down again, and then put another point and say, oh, I can get up to like heroic. So if I take a point off strength, and then take a point off, oh, okay. Actually, wait, hold on. I can have fun with this. So if I knock my strength down, my endurance back down to average, my luck down to poor. I do have poor luck. I gotta keep that. And I put... Can we go higher than 10? No, 10 is the highest. So... Okay, now I am basically the superhero version of myself at this point. Okay, this is not accurate to me anymore. And I still have 1 extra point. I guess we're doing a bit more of a talky playthrough. Yeah. I will probably pick up a gun skill though. To sort of capitalize on that perception. Let's do charisma. Sure. So really bad luck. Fair strength. Average endurance. Okay. Let's do this. I don't feel like yeah, it's a very exaggerated version of myself now. All right. What would be my hyper focus if I was like, okay, I am going to be living out in the wastes. I'm going to be living out in some radiated place. What's the first thing I think of? I think of not dying. Yep, definitely not dying. So what's the difference between doctor and first aid? The first aid is actually, let's just go down all the skills here. So small guns. The use, care, and general knowledge of small firearms, pistols, SMGs, and rifles. Okay, yeah, I think that would be something I would be, I'd want to focus on. Well, guns are a bit more of my style, because, as I said earlier, I'm a flailer. So I would definitely want a gun, because I would want to be dealing with threats at range. I wouldn't want to be getting up close. It's not something I'm comfortable with. Unarmed. But at the same time, I wouldn't want to be completely caught out without any up-close ability. Okay, sorry. Focus one at a time here. I'm getting ahead of myself. Big guns. The operation and maintenance of really big guns. Miniguns, rocket launchers, flamethrowers, and such. No. I feel like those things would be so limited that they would not be something I would gravitate to. Energy weapons. The care and feeding of energy-based weapons. How to... Feeding? Oh, okay. How to arm and operate weapons that use laser or plasma technology. I mean, it'd be cool, but I don't think... I don't think that's going to be something I would really focus on, because I would see this as a rarity. I'd be going for things that I know are common and reliable. Like, I'd want something Like small guns, because I'm gonna have bad luck, and I want to have a lot of redundancy, so like multiple guns that I can fall back on and stuff. And so I feel like these are rarer types of weapons. But then again, I know there are a lot of crazy things out in the way, so it's not just gonna be people. So it might. No. Unarmed, a combination of martial arts, boxing, and other hand-to-hand martial arts. Combat with your hands and feet. If nothing else comes up, I would want to probably be good at that. Melee weapons, using non-ranged weapons in hand-to-hand or melee combat. Knives, sledgehammers, spears, clubs, and so on. Probably not. Throwing. The skill of muscle-propelled ranged weapons. Throwing knives, spears, and grenades. No, my aim sucks. We'll keep that where it's at. First aid, okay. A general healing skill, used to heal small cuts, abrasions, and other minor ills. In-game terms, the use of first aid can heal more hit points over time than just rest. Okay. Doctor, the healing of major wounds and crippled limbs. Without this skill, it will take a much longer period of time to restore crippled limbs to use. Huh. Well, I'm definitely gonna want one of these. That's something I would want to focus on. Keeping myself alive and not infectioned would be something I would want. I'll come back to those. Sneak. Quiet movement, and the ability to remain unnoticed. If successful, you will be much harder to locate. You cannot run and sneak at the same time. Okay. I think that's something that would be very important. Remaining undetected. Especially if I want to be able to get at range, and stuff. So that's a possibility as well. Lockpick. The skill of opening locks without the proper key. The use of lockpicks or electronic lockpicks will greatly enhance this skill. Now, I can increase these skills normally. It's just the ones that I specifically tag will improve quicker and start with a bonus. So like, I would probably still want to be putting some points into lockpicking throughout my playthrough. Stealing. The ability to make the things of others your own. I like the way that's worded. That's great. Can be used to steal from people or places. I don't think I'd want to do that. No. It kind of goes against my good nature thing. I would rather like someone willingly give me something, and I realize we're going into like a post-apocalyptic wasteland with like horrible, scary, terrible people, but nah, it's not my style. You'd never know it if you watch my my Elder Scrolls playthroughs. Traps, the finding and removal of traps, also the setting of explosives for demolition purposes. So it's not for actually setting traps. Nah. I guess not. I'm not going to tag that one. Science. Covers a variety of high technology skills, such as computers, biology, physics, and geology. That's a maybe. That's a maybe. Repair. The practical application of the science skill. The fixing of broken equipment, machinery, and electronics. I feel like that's something I would want to get good at. That's something that I would be, like, something I would focus on. I feel like I want to be able to maintain stuff and stay alive, and so, like, keeping my gear intact, I feel like is essential for survival. So, and first aid would keep my body intact for survival. So I kind of want to just put like points into like first aid and repair. But let's keep going. Speech. The ability to communicate in a practical and efficient manner. The skill of convincing others that your position is correct. The ability to lie and not get caught. No. Just because of that last line, I detest lying, and I really am not willing to want to even try lying. I think that would hold me back and prevents it from being a tag skill. Barter, trading and trade-related tasks. The ability to get better prices for items you sell and lower prices for items you buy. While helpful, it's not something that comes naturally to me. It's not something I like doing because I feel bad for persuading people. Which is funny because I'm going for like a persuasion-ish type build thing. So, gambling. No, I'm definitely not. The knowledge and practical skills related to wagering. The skill at cards, dice, and other games. No. Outdoorsman. Practical knowledge of the outdoors and the ability to live off the land. The knowledge of plants and animals. I feel like that's something I would want to prioritize. Like, I would want to make sure that I've got some of those skills, because I'm not going to always be able to salvage things. Because I'm always thinking ahead. I'm like, okay, long term, I need to be able to this. So I'm going to put the point into outdoorsman. And so now it comes down to like first aid doctor and like repair. I think ultimately I would prioritize my own health over my equipment, even though I really want to put points into repair. So I'm going to put the point into first aid. So if I was stuck in a post-apocalypse, I think this is close to what I would try to focus on skill-wise. Yeah, I guess so. I think that's going to be it. I kind of hate these stats, honestly. I kind of hate the character. I initially set out to try to make something like me, but I'm like, this is just we're playing a game, right? So ultimately, any character you make is going to be kind of a superhuman version of yourself, and I'm kind of curious to see how this bad luck plays out. That'll be interesting. All right, I think that's going to be it. Let's go ahead, and I guess, you know, I'll probably make a yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and split this into 2 videos. So this is gonna be the part 0, and yeah, coming alongside this one here will be the official part 1. So I will see you over there. Yeah, so until you click over to the part 1, whatever, game on or something. Yeah.